morning, Unity of Walnut Creek. So great to see you all here. How's everybody doing at home? Good to have you with us. So we've got a lot of folks here to help you sing. We have a song that has two parts. We will all sing each part, and then you can choose which part you want to sing. Please rise in body or spirit and join us. 1, 2, 3.
I am one with the whales and the dolphins in the sea. I am one with the clouds in the sky. I am one with the eagle in the highest tree. In the arms of the mother I abide. I am one with the whales and the dolphins in the sea. I am one with the clouds in the sky. I am one with the eagle in the highest tree. In the arms of the mother I abide. Mother Spirit, Mother Earth, life that fills us, love that gives us birth. Mother Spirit, Mother Earth, life that fills us, love that gives us birth. I am one with the whales and the dolphins in the sea. I am one with the clouds in the sky. I am one with the eagle in the highest tree. In the arms of the mother I abide. I am one with the whales and the dolphins in the sea. I am one with the clouds in the sky. I am one with the eagle in the highest tree. In the arms of the mother I abide. One more time. I am one with the whales and the dolphins in the sea. I am one with the clouds in the sky. I am one with the eagle in the highest tree. In the arms of the mother I abide. In the arms of the mother I abide. In the arms of the mother I abide.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity of Walnut Creek. My name is Kat Hill.
I'm Linda Stevens.
We want to greet and bless everyone who is watching online. Your presence adds to our spiritual community, and we are grateful that you are here with us, and thank you for joining.
Unity is a positive path for spiritual living. Our vision for the world is, and let's say this together, we envision a spiritually awakened world where all life thrives in conscious oneness.
And our mission is who we have come here to be, and let's say this together as well. We are a loving, inclusive community, expanding and living our divinity in sacred service for all. And our core values are
Love,
connection, service, and wisdom.
If you're here with us for the first time, we'd like to welcome you. So if you feel comfortable, please raise your hand so that we can give you a welcome packet. We're so glad you're here. Keep your hand up until somebody brings you a packet. Guys, we need a few extra today. Hey, Mike. Mike? Okay, Candy. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Mike is always back there with them. So please keep your hands raised. We want everyone to get one. We've got some down here, Miss Candy. Woo! Wow, what a gift to have so many people here. We invite you to visit our bookstore and coffee store. Well, it's not a store for coffee. You get that for free. But we have a bookstore. And if you'll stay out on the patio, I would love to come out and visit with you, get to know you, and welcome you to Unity. And we have a special gift for you if you go to the bookstore counter.
Connection cards are available in the newcomer welcome packets in the seat back in front of you. And these are for everyone. And with this card, you may submit a prayer request, and our prayer team will pray with you throughout the week.
You may also submit feedback or request information by placing these cards in the basket with the offering. And for those of you online, we have a connection card available there on the Watch Live page, so we encourage you to fill that out. We have several activities to bring to your attention for this week and in the future.
Did you know that Unity offers a wide variety of weekly and monthly classes and groups? There's something happening almost every day. For example, this Wednesday at 7 p.m., Carolyn Jansen will be leading a workshop on Heart Math's cut-through technique. It's a wonderful opportunity to learn a powerful tool for emotional well-being and transformation. You can find more details about this event and many others in our brand new brochure, and I don't have one of those.
Oops, waha.
It's always good to have a good partner. And be sure to pick up a copy on the patio after service.
Could you use more laughter in your life?
Yes.
Oh, who couldn't use more of that? Absolutely. Greg Tamlin, the master of mindful comedy, is coming to Unity next Sunday. His comedy concert is on Sunday at 2 p.m., and Laugh Jam Workshop is on Monday at 7 p.m. Let's watch a video about Greg.
Hey everybody, Greg Tamlin here, really jazzed about coming back to see you soon. I want to give you a little preview about what you're in for, because the whole weekend is going to be so much fun. Sunday morning's talk, A Brief Mystery of God, is about big cosmic questions and spiritual mysteries we may never be able to get answers to, and what scientists and mystics both tell us is the most rewarding and effective way to handle those. We follow that with a comedy concert. Lots of award-winning songs, some good stories, a few jokes, more fun. And then Humor Workshop Monday night is really just all the best ways that I have found and use to get more humor, laughter, love, play, and silliness and fun into my life. It's safe to bring your friends to any of it and all of it. They'll still be your friends afterward, I promise. Why? Because we're going to laugh a lot. And you know what they say about laughter? 10 minutes of laughter is worth an hour of meditation. So after February 3rd, you won't have to meditate for a whole week.
And if that wasn't good enough, there is going to be a love offering lunch before the show. So come on and eat and enjoy some laughter. And now I'd like to invite Danae Ligon to the platform so she can share exciting news about the crab feed.
Speaking of laughter, good morning, everyone. You will notice there's a table out there because our crab feed is coming up February 22nd. Same provider as last year. It was literally the best crab I'd ever eaten. So just so you know, it's a good one. It's a good one. It's a good one. We'll have crab, we'll have spaghetti squash pasta and salad and garlic bread, amazing desserts, raffle baskets, all kinds of good stuff. DJ Old School will be turning the tunes and we'll be dancing towards the end. It's at the Pleasant Hill Senior Center, which is really nice, big, huge parking lot. And I've been in charge of this for a couple of years, and every year it just gets better and better and better. And one thing I want to alert you of, there's a banner outside also, and a banner at Buena Vista and Geary, so all the traffic neighbors are knowing what's going on. We have a bar that will be providing wine glasses, a corkscrew if necessary, sparkling water, sodas, ice, no alcoholic beverages will be sold. It's a bring your own beverage. And I personally like champagne with my crab, so I'm bringing a little split of champagne. But the main thing is to come, have a blast, and I hope to see you there. Thank you.
That's a tough act to follow, Linda.
It is a tough act to follow. Danae is always a tough act to follow. And now I'd like to invite Reverend Kristen to the platform so that she can tell us about the Interfaith Peace Vigil on Wednesday, February 5th at 7 p.m.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. Wow. That was so many new people. Do you mind raising your hands again? That was so fabulous. Look at you all. Beautiful. Thank you all for being with us today. Two things I want to tell you, actually. One is that the fire support for LA that we started our collection last week, we've already raised $1,500. Thank you very much. So today is the last day because we want to get that check off to Unity of Pasadena, one of our sister churches. Some of you may have heard me say that 7 of the people in their congregation lost their homes. 28 people are displaced. They have an attendance of about 40 or 50 on a Sunday. So you get a sense that a lot of people were impacted by the Eaton fire there. And we can also guarantee the money will go, the minister has promised me, right to the people who need it. So if you'd like to contribute in that way, you can do so in the bookstore today. If you're online and you want to contribute, probably the easiest way for you to contribute is go to Unity of Pasadena's website and make sure you put in the memo that is for fire support. So thank you all for your generosity. Secondly, I want to get back to what Linda introduced, which is the Interfaith Peace Service. The Interfaith Council of Contra Costa County invited Unity of Walnut Creek to host this important peace vigil February 5th. I think we could all use a little peace. Nice to light some candles together to hear prayers from various faiths and songs from various faiths. That evening, we will weave the healing circle in. So the healing circle normally happens on that night. It's going to be a shortened form, so 45 minutes of the service together, and then you can choose to be part of the healing center circle in here, to go into the community room and be part of an interfaith art project, have some refreshments, meet some people, walk the labyrinth. Then we all gather back at 8:30 on the labyrinth to close out with a candlelight vigil. So sounds like a lovely evening, doesn't it? Their interim director said to me, well, I don't know if that many people will come. I said, are you kidding me? Unity people alone love interfaith, so a lot of us are going to be coming. So it's going to be amazing. And that's it. Shelley, are you introducing meditation? Yes, okay.
So you can reserve your spots for any of these events or most of these events by signing up on the patio outside or send an email to office@unityofwalnutcreek.org. And for more information and registration for all of our events, please see our website, or you may visit the welcome table for flyers with more information.
Now, as we prepare for our time of meditation, please join me in taking a conscious breath together. And one more. And now, affirming our statement of faith together, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. We'll begin with music, followed by guided meditation and silence.
Earth Mother, I feel you under my feet. Sky Mother, you make the world complete. Leaf Mother, I feel the shade of your trees. Air Mother, your seeds sail in the breeze. My mother is inside of me. We will co-create and heal. Blessed be. Sun Mother, oh, you make the world complete. Sky Mother, send down with love. Send down your rain and bathe us with love. My mother is deeply a part of me. We will co-create and heal. Blessed be.
And now we turn within to the heart of love. Seated in this sanctuary and within the sanctuary, our hearts, and a sanctuary within those hearts. Let us go there now. Here in the heart is a portal of love. It's a love that heals on every level of being. You can tap it, you can open the door to it, and let flow forth the healing power of the divine in the form of physical healing, emotional healing, healing of relationships, financial healing. Here we can open that wide portal to divine love. We can drink it in and we can share it freely. For all our brothers and sisters and siblings, for the whole human family, to all the creepy crawling things upon the earth, the birds of the sky and the fish of the sea and the trees, and all the way back to this portal within us, opening to the celestial sky, the oceans of love. This, the Divine Mother offers to us. Wholeness and balance and oneness. Dancing with the sacred masculine within, in the silence. Breathing in once again that love. Let it warm your heart and being. Let it be a soothing balm. Breathing it in and sharing it out. Healing love of the mother, divine feminine essence in all of us, and the wholeness she brings. And so it is.
Earth Mother, I feel you under my feet. Star Mother, you shine for all the world to see. Ocean Mother, find us one with the sea. Hold us, Yamaya, swaying gently. To every one of us, we are mother. Love, nurture, and heal one another. Oh, I drop in, expanding my wings, and I fly. I drop down, feel the earth take the dirt, touch the ground. Oh, I am one. I breathe deep, expanding my love. You and I, spirit, oh, we were right high. Nothing I can do, no holding back, I feel it, oh, deep inside. Let it flow. I ain't nowhere we can go. All rivers rise, ocean waves seesaw their rising tide. We've just begun. Melted now, expanded power has run, yeah. Oh, you and I, spirit, oh, we were right high. Nothing
No holding back, huh? Hi, everyone. And hello, those of you who are online and outside in the sunshine. Nice that it's gotten warm enough out there. We see you. I know you can't really see us, but we see you. You can hear us. Yeah. So I grew up in the Missouri Synod Lutheran Church, which is the most conservative, or one of the most conservative of the Lutheran sects. SECTS. Although we are talking about gender today, so I know it could get a little confusing. And I had this longing when I was there to be a part of the sacred service. And I'd watch as, for a long time, I was too young, I think, but then I realized that now some of my male friends and contemporaries were allowed to be acolytes. Yeah. Carl was one in the Lutheran Church. And so I longed to be a part of this service, and I couldn't wait to ask the minister. And I was kind of a shy kid, so it was a big thing to go ask. And I said, I really want to be an acolyte. And can you imagine like a young person, like full of just desire, wanting to be a part, how we at Unity would just be so happy to find them a space, to allow them to do that thing that they were wanting to do so much. And he said, you can't. There's some kind of popping going on. And I said, why not? And he said, because only boys can be acolytes. I was so confused by that. I went home and I thought about it for days and days and days. What was it about boys that made them more qualified to light candles? I thought about anatomy. I couldn't figure it out. I'm glad we're laughing because we need that humor, right? We need that humor. But to really understand why I couldn't be an acolyte, we need to go back to the beginning. And I mean the beginning of humanity. We've always puzzled, right, about many of us, humanity over time has wondered about where did we really come from? No, really, where did we come from? Right? And we never get a full and complete answer, at least in the outer world. Now, science has done what they can, and they said there was a big bang, a flaming forth, an intensified light from a star. And science says we're made of stardust. That's pretty cool, right? You're not even hearing that in the churches. You're hearing that from science. You are made of stardust. And that alone might be enough to know. Yet there's still that curiosity, but how did I go from being stardust to having this form and being on this earth? It's still curious, isn't it? And we have, of course, creation myths throughout all, or creation stories, or creation truths, you decide, throughout many religious paths and cultures. Everybody has created something to say how we came, or told a story, and, those myths always have little bits of truth in them, of course, right? If not the whole truth, nothing but the truth. So I've always liked this idea of that Spirit created us to know itself. I think one of my faculty members in ministerial school said that, and it just made so much sense to me. Oh, yeah, okay. Divine intelligence of the universe was swimming around as spirit in pure wholeness and oneness, and wouldn't possibly know itself unless there was some kind of mirror, unless there was some kind of contrast. And so, in order to know itself, it began to separate itself into creating some contrast. So the galactic historian, that is a thing now, Debbie Solera says that Source initially split itself into Mother God consciousness and Father God consciousness. That was the first main split. And because we know consciousness, we know life itself perpetuates itself in such a way that it always has this energy of expansion, right? Creativity. We want to know, we want to understand, we want to evolve, we want to become. That's spiritual consciousness. That's the impetus of life. So it makes sense that this creator, this source energy, begin to expand out. And in that expansion from Mother and Father God consciousness, there was more expansion, and there were oversoul groups of high dimensional beings. And maybe there still are. I think there are. And one of those oversoul groups was called Elohim. Have you ever heard that term? Elohim. It's stated about 35 times in Genesis. Elohim means the plural Godhead. It means gods with an S. It means male and female. And it's right there in Genesis. It says that when we were created in the image and likeness of them. Let us create them in our image and likeness. So male and female, they created us. Can we see that scripture? Let us make humankind in our image, in our likeness. So male and female, God created them. So after many years of existence on earth in such a way, and this isn't just male and female form, right? This is masculine and feminine energy. It's always important to clarify that, because in our spiritual walk, we understand that all of us, regardless of male, female, or whatever gender expression we have masculine and feminine energy, right? And so this oversoul group, Elohim, was probably kind of curious about what would it be like to be a spiritual being in human form, to bring this masculine and feminine energy into a physical form. But we have long since forgot about those early days and about the plurality, it seems. But why and how? How did it happen that we did? After many years of existence on earth, humans created something else. It's called patriarchy. In creation patriarchy, the historian Gerda Lerner talks about how patriarchy came into being about 3100 BCE. And it started because there were warring tribes, and the warring tribes, probably to hurt one another as much as they could, began to take the women that as they conquered, and to subordinate the women sexually and economically, to enslave the women, and so on. At the same time, many very powerful goddesses were banished, dethroned, and banished from worship. And so then the lone masculine god was established. Vestiges of gender richness still remain in the scriptures, but they're like crumbs you got to go looking for. They're there, but of course, people were illiterate and could not read the Bible in their own languages until about the 16th century, when the Protestant Reformation occurred. Before that, it was all recitation by the male priests of the scriptures in Latin. So this became very established, right? God is Father, end of story. God's pronouns are he, him, end of story, right? And we've all just received that, allowed that in a way, believed it to be true. It's the thing is about challenging those things, like challenging that minister who said, I couldn't be an acolyte because I wasn't a boy. It's like, I couldn't make sense of it because it wasn't true. There's a Tibetan nun who, challenged the whole Tibetan system because she was told, yeah, you can reach a high state, but you'll never become enlightened. Why, she said? Because you're a woman, of course. And she struggled with this for years and years and years. And then finally, she created she went into meditation for 12 years in a cave. She did things a lot of her male counterparts had never done. And she went back to those leaders and said, take it into prayer. Why can't women become enlightened? And they came back and said, we don't know. And she said, you don't know because it's not true. And the Dalai Lama has since said, women can be enlightened. But it takes a lot of fight, doesn't it? It takes a lot of fortitude. It takes a lot of truth-telling. It takes a lot of inner work to come to that place to say, why not? No. And yes to what we want. Yes to the unity of humanity. Yes to the allness of who we are. Yes to those broken and fragmented parts that we cast away so long ago. Mother God consciousness. Welcome home. So these vestiges are in the scriptures. The she-God speaks as wisdom in the Proverbs. But who would know? So many centuries passed. So long, so small, the part that was played. The belief that women were inferior to men became widespread, and it was spread by philosophers and teachers and popes and clergy and government leaders and so on. All authority figures were telling us, beating the same drum, that women are inferior to men. And you know how this goes. We know it only too well, right? How this whole patriarchal system goes. It's that in order to stay in power, I have to have an other who is inferior. And we know how it expands out from there. It's not just about gender. Well, now a big target is transgender, right? And then it expands out into people of color, and so on it goes, right, in every direction, and not necessarily in that order. Yeah, right. It's all of it. We know this. I don't need to talk about all that. We know it too well. We know the pattern of otherizing that becomes demonizing, that becomes war. And I say no to war. Do you say no to war? Yes. Yeah. And what do we say yes to? In the spirit of Mother Teresa, invite me to the peace rally. Let me be in the energy of yes, in the energy of all, in the energy of inclusivity, in the energy of love, in the energy of compassion, in the energy of kindness. That's what we're for. Sometimes we have to say no to something in order to really move forward in the yes. So in a chapter in the book Philosophia, Will Keepan shares this from a 13th century parable. It's from the mystical Zora text. It says, there was a king among the people, but the queen was not with the king. As long as the queen was not with the king, the people did not feel secure. They could not dwell safely. As soon as the queen came, all the people rejoiced and dwelled safely. Will points out two things in this parable. The people felt insecure. Anybody feeling insecure these days? The people were not dwelling in safety. Why? Because the queen wasn't there. Because the Mother God consciousness had been kicked out. Because the divine feminine was so far repressed that we didn't even know she existed anymore. And we were so out of balance that we feel insecure. We think we cannot dwell safely together anymore. This is a tragedy. We are in the midst of tragedy. But guess what? We've got resolutions. We've got spiritual power. We've got understanding of how we welcome home this energy that has been cast out in all of our hearts and start to embody it and live it and share it and heal with one another. We know that everyone suffers, right? When this kind of activity happens, this kind of imbalance, all of us suffer. Even if we think we're part of the group that has worldly power, there's still suffering, a lot of suffering. I've told you all this story before, but it's so poignant for me and my understanding of the gender wound. It was when my father was losing his favorite sister, who he was so close to cancer. And he and I were sitting outside, or sitting at home by the fire one night, and he let a little tear trickle down, probably the first one I'd ever seen and the last one I ever saw him cry. And he said, "I'm such a coward for crying, for losing his beloved sister." It broke my heart, and it made me realize how deep this wounding is for all of us. Many believe the patriarchy has run its course. And some are laughing at that idea. But why do we laugh? Because true to form, it's not going to go down without a big fight. Sometimes the pendulum has to swing really wide in the opposite direction before it could come back and come back to center, right? We know this in our lives. We've seen it time and time again happen in our history. So the presidential inauguration prayer service was this week. Yes, I am going to talk about that. Bishop Marion Edgar Buddy gave this sermon on unity. It's very common at this traditional breakfast for the clergy person who's giving the service at some point to turn to the president and give a message given directly to them. And so Bishop Buddy did that during this time. It was a very short message. It was delivered in a very measured, heart-centered, kind tone. And this is essentially all she said. Mr. President, millions of people are trusting you right now. And she basically asked, in the name of our loving God, will you extend some mercy on people who are frightened right now? She named some people, children who are gay and lesbian, transgender, tax-paying, hardworking immigrants. Maybe it was the naming, I don't know. But right out of the patriarchal playbook came the response. Liar, we're going to kill you. She's gotten those threats. And by a well-known media outlet, Satan. A message on mercy and compassion. What have we come to? This is not who we are. This is not who we are. And that pushback, of course, came through men and women. It's not about form. It's about the wound. All the way back to the split and everything we made of it since then. And our work as spiritual beings is to heal, is to bring her back within all of us. And what is that divine feminine energy? Compassion and mercy is part of it, right? Forgiveness and kindness, justice, all of that. And we need the masculine and the feminine together. And what does sacred masculine energy look like? It doesn't look like violence. It doesn't look like aggression. It doesn't look like fragility unless it's out of balance. And we have gotten way out of balance. But the way out of balance, to me, is the hope that the turn is truly happening. That the shift is happening in a profound, intense way, as intense as it must have been when that burning light occurred in the heavens and the big bang, the flaming forth happened. And so it's back into the intensity of that light to know that there are times we do have to speak truth to power. There are times we do have to muster up our courage. There are times we do need to act on behalf of others who don't look like us because they are not being included. And it's all part of those great arms of unity, right? That brings back the pieces of ourselves and brings back the pieces into our relationships and brings back the pieces into our communities and to our government and to our world. The earth is compromised by this wound. We know this. I mean, she'll be fine, but we might not be. So how do we navigate all this? How do we come back into this kind of healing and reconciliation? There's actually an organization that does this work. It's called Gender Equity and Reconciliation International. The co-founders are some friends of mine, Cynthia Bricks and Will Keepin. Will, I mentioned earlier, who wrote that chapter in the book. These two also wrote the book Divine Duality. And their work has been all about this healing. In the early days, it was healing between just men and women. Now it includes all gender expressions. But it does come down to these pieces of us that are missing. And they're very, she's a Unitarian minister, and he's a physicist, but has a real depth of spiritual experience. And so they bring that masculine, feminine, sacred, divine together and help us to heal the wounds that have occurred through time. So you might want to come to the introductory workshop on April 6th and sign up for the intensive weekend, because it does require 23 hours of time together. And that's just the beginning, probably. They say that their work is that in order to engage in their work, it takes a willingness to enter deeply into gender-based process of personal and collective truth-telling, discovery, and transformation between women, men, and all genders. And their work is connected to and reflective of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission that happened in South Africa to heal apartheid and was led by Desmond Tutu. And I think there's a picture of Desmond, and that's Cynthia and Will. Of course, having a laugh, because Desmond Tutu is like full of joy, right? Back to laughter. We need the laughter. So you may or may not choose to do this Jerry work that's coming to Unity, but I'm very excited that we are bringing it to Unity. And of all places, to really be an epicenter of this kind of healing. Why not here? Right? Here and here. Yeah. Let us be a community that is known for healing and reconciliation, for bringing the fragmented pieces of self and each other and community back into our namesake, unity, wholeness, oneness. That's what we're about. There are other things you can do to help yourself, to help all of us, I think, in this process of healing and reconciling, and most of all, balancing these energies of masculine and feminine within us. You know, what does the sacred masculine look like versus the sort of, anxious, fragile masculine that overcompensates with aggression and domination and all that stuff that we know well? The sacred masculine is supportive and strong. The sacred masculine within us is one of integrity. It does what it says. and action, really clear, right action. Those are ways our masculine shows up. And so we all are really familiar with masculine energy, both in its wonderful forms, its beautiful forms, its powerful forms, and its not so great forms. So it's not about saying, oh, no masculine. It's all about balance. It's all about just bringing in what was lost. And some of it is that sacredness of the masculine, and a big piece of it is the feminine. And in the feminine, right, we know that woundedness of everything that I've already spoken of. I think we know this. I don't need to go over that again. It's just those missing parts. But so one of the things we can do then is to love the parts of ourselves that we have cast out. all the parts of ourselves that we have cast out, to start to look and to welcome back in, right? Like Rumi's poem, The House of Belonging. Welcome back in the sadness, welcome back in the anger, welcome back in the whatever it is, whatever those pieces are. Just let them come back in and not be judged and criticized and cast out anymore, otherized, demonized. So the inner work is always the number one work that we do, right? And there's another piece of this inner heart work anyway, and that is to be gracious to each other. When we talk about privilege, it doesn't become yet another weapon to turn on one another. And sometimes I think that is how we talk about it. But let's understand that privilege is just the choice to be able to walk away from something difficult and painful. And we're choosing to walk toward here, right? So we've already made that choice. We've already overcome whatever that privilege is. So we be gracious to each other to recognize that some of us don't know what it's like to have to navigate space to feel safe. Some of us don't know, have never experienced that. And so let's be gracious, because new skills need to be learned. New ways of being need to be understood with each other. There's all kinds of new rules in this society. The Me Too movement brought a lot of it forward. Now men are kind of like, what do I do? Right? Some men feel that way, I think, And we're a huggy community. Can I hug? Can I shake hands? Can I, I don't know what to do. All the rules are new. Anybody with me here? Yeah, of course. And I have deep compassion for that. We have to be gracious to each other, or we won't heal together. It won't be an inviting space to come in if you think you're going to be criticized for having privilege. Of course, we all have privilege in a variety of ways. But now we're saying, that's not so important to me as it is for me to choose to be part of the solution, to choose to be part of the wholeness, to choose to be part of the oneness, to choose to heal, to choose to reconcile, to reach out my heart and my hands and say, yes, you are welcome. You are all welcome. Here and here and here, right? This is who we are. Let us not fall the way of division and meanness and cruelty and aggression and violence and otherizing and demonizing. No. No more patriarchy. Our co-founders, Charles and Myrtle Fillmore. Oh, there's so many men in here for the men's group lunch. I love it. Yeah, dinner. Oh, dinner is tonight. All right. I've lost track of where I was headed there. Fillmore's, thank you. Charles, somebody's listening. One of our new people. Charles and Myrtle Fillmore were the co-founders of Unity, if you don't know, and one of the statements of faith that they made is, there will be a day, I'm paraphrasing, that the divine feminine will take her rightful place beside Jehovah. Essentially, the queen will return to the land of our soul and to the land of our country and our world. It's coming at our invitation. Part of the feminine energy is being receptive, is being open, is being willing to receive, is putting down the shields, laying down the weapons, and saying, I don't need any of that because I have the courage to be vulnerable and open-hearted and meet difficult things. And that is what we shall do together. Let's affirm it together. I honor the divine feminine and sacred masculine and help heal our collective gender wounds. And so it is.
Take a breath. And let's close our eyes a minute and drop into our hearts. The message today has truly brought gender wounds and the divine masculine and feminine into our heart. Thank you for being here today, and thank you, Kristen, for bringing this to our consciousness, to our intention, and to our hearts. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Our prayer chaplains are available after service to provide personal prayer support. So if you are a prayer chaplain serving today, please stand. Our prayer chaplains wear the lavender stoles.
Whether you have a joy or a concern on your heart today, praying with our prayer chaplains is a powerful opportunity to raise your intentions and consciousness.
Now let's open our hearts to the practice of giving. I invite you to prepare your gifts as we align with the universal law of circulation. As we give, we receive. In truth, there is no lack or limitation. Abundance is our true nature.
And for your convenience, there's a variety of ways to give to our facility, to give financially to this community. Shown on the screen in front of you are those ways. And for those of you watching online, we don't forget about you. There's a donate button on the Watch Live page. We encourage everyone to set up regular and automatic giving to Unity through your bank's free bill pay service.
Now I invite you to take your tithe or your offering in your hand and repeat our affirmation with me. Together, divine love, one with me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am joy-filled and grateful.
Thank you for being here today.
Okay. You guys are going to want to get up and move to this song. We have to shake off some gender roots, move into our balance, and this is a song for it. Ready? Take me to the breaking of a beautiful dawn. Take me to the place where I come from. Take me to the end so I can see the start. Only one way to mend a broken heart. Or take me to the place where I don't feel so small. Take me where I don't have to stand so tall. Take me to the edge so I can fall apart. You and I, spirit, mend a broken heart. Oh, take me where love isn't up for sale. And take me where our hearts are not so frail. And take me to the fire still owns her spark. You and our spirit and the broken heart. Oh, teach me how to see when I close my eyes. Teach me to forgive and apologize. Show me how to live in the darkest dark. Oh, into the new year to make a new start. Oh, into the new year to make a new start. Take me where the ocean meets the sky and land. Shake me the wisdom of an evening star. You and our spirit make a broken heart. Take me to the place where I feel no shame. Take me where courage doesn't need a name. Learning how to cry is the hardest part. Into the new year to make a new start. Into the new year to make a new start.
Here? Well, I want the people online to be able to.
Do you want to use Joanne's mic? Oh, yeah, thanks. Gotta turn around.
Hello. There we go. Here we are. Here we are, back again. Oh, thank you, Spirit, for the overflowing goodness of our hearts. For the power of love that is so much greater than the power of fear that we may have in our hearts today. Banish the fear and bring the healing love. Bring it in abundance, Spirit. Shower us with the truth of who we are. Remind us that we are compassionate, kind beings by nature, because we are created in the likeness of the One, male and female in all gender expressions, divine feminine, sacred masculine, dancing together in our souls and in our society. Thank you, Spirit. Let's bless these gifts that represent the abundant good of which we have sung and spoken and felt together here. We give thanks for the ever-increasing, constant flow of absolute good in our lives now. So it is.
We are the circle of life. Come join the circle of love. Come join the circle of light. The light in you and the light in me are one. The light in you and the light in me are one. Yeah.
Hi, Michelle wasn't here today, so we had a wonderful morning talking about New Year's resolutions, and we painted little bears, and I think Evie wanted to share with us what we did.
We did New Year's resolutions, and mine was playing.
What did you do, Arrow? Say something in the microphone. Or not. Do you want to say something? What was your resolution? Say to have fun. Okay, maybe next week. Pass it to Mike. Oh, he's got one. Okay. Okay.
Mike has a mic. Dangerous.
Today we talked about, or we had to think about what first words come to mind when we are describing people. Some people, they could be like a little rude on what their first thoughts are. Like, for example, say like you see someone that looks mean, they're like, oh, I'm not gonna hang out with this person because they look like they'd probably bully me or something. But when you get to know them, they end up being like nice and stuff. So.
I can't top that, so.
Let's bless our children, youth, and teachers together. Children, youth, and teachers, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the divine light within you.
Beautiful. We're going to close. We're going to do our closing song. Please rise in body or rise in spirit. We're going to sing Wherever I Am. You can tear up your chair. Wherever I am, God is. Wherever you are, God is. Wherever we are, God is. And all is well. Wherever I am, God is. Wherever you are, God is. Wherever we are, God is. And all is well. And all is well.
I have a little story to conclude with. After I got ordained in Unity, one of the first church services at Unity of Columbia, I was lighting the candles at the beginning of the service. And just then I gasped and felt this piece of myself come back into my heart and my soul. And so I want to invite all of us to be acolytes, because we need you to light up the world. You are the light and the love and the peace on earth right now. So let your light shine. Have fun and spread joy. So it is.